Hi guys, welcome to the joy of Christmas, Christmas in July. Maymay and I were making cards every Saturday night in July. This is the last Saturday night. Make sure you go over to Maymay's channel and subscribe to her channel and check out all of her joy videos. I'll put a link to her video in the description of this video and a link to our playlist that has both of our videos on it. They'll also be at the end of this video. So today, I made a Frosty the Snowman card. Isn't it so cute? So during today's video, I show you how to put the card together and how I did this. And then near the end of the video, I show you some pointers in Design Space of how I did it, because most of that is drawn in there and the Cricut Joy filled in and colored. The only colored papers I used were the green for the trees and the red for the scarf, but the scarf is also drawn on to give more detail. And the top lettering is just drawn on and colored in. His nose is colored in, his corncob pipe, his mouth, his hat. I did color the gray part of the hat with a marker, but the black was filled in with the Cricut, and so was the flower. And then I added some snow on there. And the inside is from Cricut Design Space. It says, "May the magic of Christmas fill you with joy." It was really easy to make and it was fun. You can also make this on larger machines. So if you don't have a Joy, but you have a Cricut Explorer or a Cricut Maker, you can make this. The link to the project is in the description below. And the base card, the red piece, is also in the layers panel hidden. It's at the bottom, so you just need to unhide it. Click on the eyes to unhide it. I show you how to do that in the video. But if you just have a Cricut Joy, it will cut it all out for you. And this card is from Cricut's insert card sets. So it's an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and was so much fun to make. This Frosty image does come from the Warner Brothers mystery box. So if you have purchased the Warner Brothers mystery box, you'll be able to make this card. If you haven't purchased that Warner Brothers mystery box, you won't be able to cut Frosty unless you purchase it. But if you wait for months, you will be able to purchase just Frosty for $1.99. And then you'll keep that Frosty forever. But there's a whole image set of Frosty and Looney Tunes and Christmas Vacation and Polar Express images in that. So I'll put a link to that and the video that shows what's in that in case you want it. It's only available for like another week, but later on he will be available in Design Space just as himself, but you'll have to purchase it. It's not included in Access. All right, let's get started. So right here, it will show you the images that I used, and if there is a price for you, it will show you the price down here for each image. Because I purchased this, there's no price. It says purchased. And these are in Access, these other images I use, so there's no price for me. If you don't have Access or own these images, it will tell you the price. If for some reason you do not want to pay that price, you can delete these from the card and add your own. So I'm going to go ahead and click Customize. Now I want you to know this is not just for the Joy. I have it set up and saved for the Joy, but if you have any of the other Cricut machines, you can go ahead and make it also by scrolling down the bottom of the layers panel and unhiding the card base. Now you can choose any color you like for the card base, and that is there. It has the caution sign only because I have the Joy machine selected. When you unhide this, you will want to click on Attach because I have the score line attached. The score line does not work in the Cricut Joy. So if you have a bigger machine, you can cut out the entire card. Just unhide the attach area. So remember, don't just unhide this piece. You want to unhide the score line also. So you can do it all in one just by clicking at the attach when these are under the attach. So we're going to hide that back and we're going to click on Make It. And we're doing everything on a mat. So we're going to choose Mat and we're going to use the 12-inch mat. If you don't have the 12-inch mat, go ahead and use the 6-inch mat, just know there are 4 pieces you will need to do just in the white color. So I'm going to change it to the 12-inch mat. It's much easier. So it will do all these colors at once, or all these pieces for the white at once. Okay, now we're going to click continue. And we are using medium cardstock for everything. So we're going to click on remember material setting, and we're all set to go. It does tell us what pen to use, and it also says what pens are coming up. Let's get our white paper. And I just noticed I have 2 pieces of white paper, and they're only cut to 11 inches. So neither one of these are long enough to go on the mat. So we're going to go back to Design Space because we don't have to have it completely 11 inches. I'm going to hit cancel here. Yes. So we're going to go here, and we're going to grab this bottom piece, and we're going to move it because we can move it to this piece, and I don't have to worry about having 12 inches. So I can just move this up. And now this only goes down to just above 11 inches, so we are going to be good. Glad I noticed that. Open up the Joy, load it in. Oh, I have to load the berry pin. I'm gonna take the blade out. Whoops, don't go yet. Oh, I have to click go. Okay, make sure I got my pin in. Now I'm gonna hit go. We're gonna speed this up so you don't have to watch it draw. Now we can see in Design Space it tells us to load the blue pen. So we're gonna take this one out. And I'm using the teal pen and hitting go in Design Space. Okay, now it's time to load the blade and hit go in Design Space. We're gonna unload. Okay. I'm gonna take those off the mat, take off the leftover, and we're going to load the next one. And I'm putting the texture side down and using Cricut cardstock. And it does have a texture on one side. So I just put that down. And we're gonna load this. And it's telling me to load the armadillo. So here's the armadillo. It's just the gray color. So we're gonna load that in. And a lot of the pieces on here, the drawing is filling it in. So it is coloring in some areas. And I do have a video showing how to color that in. It's in one of my Design Space classes that I do every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, now it says to load the black pen. Make sure you guys go check out Maymay's video also. I will link that in the description and at the end of this video. This is the last video of our series from my side, and then Maymay also has videos for the joy of Christmas, making Christmas projects with our Cricut Joy. Now it says to load the teal pen. It filled in that black really nicely. Okay, now it says load the wine pen. I'm just gonna go ahead and load the Very Berry. It's drawing the scarf, which that won't be seen anyway because we're gonna cut out a scarf. Now it says to load the pink pen. This is for the flower on the hat, and I'm using the glitter gel pen 0.8 pink. Now it says to load the Very Berry. That's the red one. I think this is for his nose. Now it says the Adobe. That is for his pipe. It's kind of a brown color. And now we're done drawing and we have to load the blade. Isn't he cute coming out the top of the joy? And now we get to unload. He's so cute. And we're gonna cut out a red scarf for him. Oops, didn't want to miss this piece. We want to bend the mat so we don't bend the paper. Isn't he so cute? Okay, and next we have his red scarf. And this paper, I don't know what brand of paper this is, but this is thicker. So I'm gonna go in here and change this to a heavy cardstock. I'm just gonna search heavy. There we go. Let's try that. And this says load the wine pen. I'm just going to load the Very Berry pen. Now this is going to draw the details of the scarf. So we didn't have to do 2 layers for the scarf because some of the pieces would have been very small. It might be easier to do with vinyl. So I decided to draw. And now we just need the blade. And unload. I'm going to save this to use for scraps. And there he will be with his scarf. All right, we just got to cut out a few trees and then we're going to be all set. And I'm going to do texture side up on this one. And in Design Space, we're going to choose medium cardstock and no pen on this one. So we're just going to load it up. And hit go in Design Space. Unload. Okay. We only have a few trees because Frosty takes up most of the card. So I thought about putting more on, but you won't really see them. Okay, I'm gonna put the plastic back on my mat. Let's move the joy out of the way. I keep it on my other table. Okay, I'm gonna use a red insert card from the insert card kits that Cricut has. I think this will work great. You could do any color. You could do black. You could also do like a teal color or a dark teal like that. You could do green. I think black would be pretty also. You could do white even. Okay, so this piece will get glued on the inside just like that. I'm using the Barely Art Glue. I get it from maymaymadeit.com. There is a link in the description. There we are. Now all we have to do is sign that. That looks good. May the magic of Christmas fill you with joy. You know, because Frosty is magic. That's why I chose that one. And then we're gonna put this one here. I did have the letters fill in a little bit on this. I'm not gonna glue that on yet. Let's put all the pieces on here first. Let's get the snow. I have 3 layers of snow. And we're also going to ink these up a bit. I'm going to do it so the texture side is on top. So it's kind of opposite of what we cut, because we cut it with the texture side down. But this will help you see the different layers. But first we're going to use some of my alcohol markers. This one says Clearwater. These are Everblend by Arteza. I find these really nice markers and very affordable. I'm going to go ahead and use the thick side, and I'm just going to kind of edge along the top. This one you cannot see very well. I can see a bit of a difference, but I'm going to use this Rain, which is a little bit darker. And then I'm going to go over the edge with the Clearwater. So we're using Rain and Clearwater. And it's going to kind of just blend that in a bit. So I'm going to do that at the top of each one of these. I'm putting Clearwater first, just to kind of get it wet. It's not really wet, even though it says Clearwater and Rain. And then I'm going to go over the edge again with the Clearwater. Just the bottom edge, not the top edge. And you're not even going to see the top of all of this because Frosty will be covering some of it up. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to use some foam tape, I think, and pop some of these up. I'm going to put the bottom one down flat. So I'm going to use glue for this one. And it should fit down at the bottom corners. And then the next one, I think I'm going to pop up one side of it. You can get foam tape from maymaymadeit.com also. I'm just going to put that on one side. And then the other side I'm going to put glue. And then we're going to put this down at the bottom. And you can use however many of these as you want. You can even cut more and move them up to go up through here if you wanted to. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little foam tape on the side with the bigger hump, and then put glue on the other side. Just to give it a little bit of dimension, but not make it too thick by doing the opposite sides with the foam tape. So it gives it a little bit of a dimension, not making the card too thick. Okay, next we have to put the trees on. And I think I'm just going to put them here. You know what? This tree is smaller, so I'm going to put it over here so it's more like in the background. And put that one there. Let's go ahead and glue his scarf on. And it's really easy to know where to put it because there's a pen line. So Frosty is all done. Now we could do some coloring on him if we wanted to. Oh, I was going to do some on his hat. Let's go ahead and do that. And I have a darker marker for his hat because in the image set for him, I'm trying to match the colors as well as possible. That's how Warner Brothers wanted it. His hat is kind of gray. So I'm just going to color his hat gray. The black is already filled in for me. So there he is. We could have used a little bit darker on his hat. I did make his flower glittery. Not sure the real Frosty would like a glitter flower, but I like glitter. And I love his corn cob pipe. Doesn't it look like a corn cob? I like it has the little like holes in it. It's so good. And then we're just going to, oh, there's a little paper on his bottom. The trees are not set in there. They're not glued in there. I wanted to just place him in to see what looks nice, where the trees are. I think that looks good. So let's go ahead and glue the trees. And I'm just putting a little glue on there. So I don't mind if the tops stick up a little bit. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue his bottom down. Maybe we'll put some foam tape behind him so he is more dimensional. So we're going to put glue at the bottom and foam tape up here. And I'm going to stick him up even further by putting 2 layers of foam tape on the top one behind his head. So I'm going to tear that off and put another one right on top. So it's just a little thicker. Okay, let's pull that off and pull this one off. Pull him up. So now I think I want him right there. There. Okay, not done yet. I have these Nuvo drops. This one is glitter accents and it really shows more white. So I'm going to put this on some of the trees. Oh, you know what? I think I'm also going to drop it down like it's snowing. That's what I'm going to do. Before I use this, because this has to dry, I'm going to go ahead and glue that there. going to place that in the center. Okay. Now let's add this. I'm going to add some to the trees. I'm going to put a little bit on the top behind his hand. And then I'm going to do some drops, just dots. I'm going to put some on his hand, like he's catching the snowflakes. And then I'm going to put some random on him, so it looks like it's just snowing down in front of him. I know this is hard for you to see, but I will show you. Isn't that cute? So we'll let this dry. And then that's the inside. All right, if you want a link to this card, it is in the description. Remember, Frosty is not available unless you purchase the Warner Brothers digital mystery box. I will put a link to that box. It will be available for about another week. And it has lots of Frosty the Snowman images, not just this one. Okay, I told you I would show you how to change Frosty to draw. So we're going to go in and find the images. We're going to click on image sets under highlighted categories. And I'm going to search Warner. And this is in the Frosty one. So this Polar Express, Looney Tunes, Frosty the Snowman, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation are all sets that are in the current mystery box, the digital mystery box. I have a video showing all the images of that available on my channel. This one's so cute too. They're all so cute, aren't they? So I chose this image. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in. Now, as you can see, these are all cut images. It's too big as it is for the joy. So you have to make it smaller so it fits the joy. I'm going to zoom in a little. One way to do this is just to select it all, go up here under Operation, click the little arrow key, and click Pen. Now it's all set to draw. You can go in and select the different pieces and change the color. And so that's how to do that. You can change this. That's his face. We want that black. I'm going to change it to gel black so it's a little thicker. Now, the entire thing is going to draw. So you would have to put him on paper, attach him to paper. But what I did is the bottom piece that's set to draw, I changed that. And I changed that to cut basic. So then that all of this will draw on this, but it won't unless we attach it. So I'm going to change this to white. And I'm going to go ahead and change the blank canvas so you can see this better. Just make it yellow. So now you can see that's that way. But look what happens when I click Make It. We're going to do on a mat. Now the true card is in here also. But look at all the little pieces. It's just going to draw on the mat. It's not going to draw how we want it. See, this is the one that I made today, but then it has more of his scarf down here. It has just cutting out with nothing written on it. So remember, anytime you draw, you also want to attach it. So you would select it all and attach. So now when we click Make It, it is drawn and it will cut out that piece there. Here's the one that I did where I filled it in, and here's the one where we just changed it to draw. Now I'll show you a little bit of how to fill it in. First we're going to detach it. I did change the pen color to armadillo for the outside piece of him. He's all grouped together, so I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to use offset. You cannot use offset on a mobile device. And we want to go to inset actually, so we're going to go to negative. So I did this at a negative 0.02 and hit apply. So then we're going to do it again. So we're just, and it keeps the point in there, so we can just fill this in. Until it no longer lets us, like right now. So now that's all filled in. Now we still have to select it and we have to attach it. I don't know why this is, it says pen incompatible. So we're going to select it and we're going to choose a pen color. And now all of those are gone. So now we can place this back over here and we'll have to attach it to that. So I did the same thing. I moved these things out of the way so we can see them. But this piece, I actually changed back to cut. And then I placed this on top of it. But first, I'm moving things off to the side so we can attach them. So I just put his outline on there, and I'm going to change it to black just so you can see it. But I got rid of his nose on this one. So then that's how I separated that. And then we attach this. And let me zoom in. So now this will fit that. And it just gives a little more detail to his scarf, which I think looks good. And then we got his nose. And then I did the same thing with the flower that I did here. I did the same thing with his pipe by filling it in. All right, hopefully you will know how to do that now, or you can just use my file that I leave in the description below and cut mine out. I try to save you a lot of work. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm so honored Maymay asked me to do this collab with her, and it was a fun series. Make sure you go over to Maymay's channel if you haven't already and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and we really appreciate it when you give us a like on the video. If this video is worth watching to the end, please give it a like. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.